All right, guys. Okay, it's been a long time since I made a second video, but I guess we'll start with one of the first one again today. Getting back on track. And what do I have to share for today? What do I want to share? And as always, it comes with sharing something that is coming from from that my inner thoughts, my inner reflections, and mostly just letting to flow. So tonight I actually have been debating on signing up for a course, and it's supposedly is a course on having an experience to awakening your inner technology, kind of accessing the higher brain, higher consciousness, and as much as interesting, beautiful, and I even want to say sort of a quick access to this, as much as appealing that it, it felt and seemed, I had to debate, and it brought me to ask myself the question as, yeah, apart from the commitment that it would require to do this in terms of the time to commit to learn, to review the courses, and of course, financially wise. And again, everything that you do is there's a bit of a risk and there's a big leap. But the other part that it made me reflect on is on the aspect of, yeah, if I truly if I truly align with the idea, the concept, if I truly believe it, that I have all the power in me, in a way, I shouldn't need to be looking elsewhere, as in, this is the doorway that's going to give it to me. So it really allowed me to reflect and reaffirm this inner belief that whatever it is that I want to achieve, if I put the work on, if I if I engage myself, if I commit with myself to create that discipline, but that discipline not necessarily a discipline to follow something else, but the discipline to follow my inner path, my inner knowing, the the same advice that I would give to someone as in how they can improve their lives. If I apply those principles in me, for me, yeah, the results will be magical. And even more than magical, the results will be more satisfying. There will be this sense of self fulfillment, I will say. So, yes, I did turn out. I just sent my message right now to turn it down. And yeah, it did feel a little bit as the thought of, am I missing something out of it? But at the same time, it opens up a new door. Now that I'm it gives this feeling of a freedom of, yeah, the same energy and excitement. What if I put it now on creating me? And it's not about discovering or remembering, remembering all the potential that we have inside, which is somewhat, when they say that we have God inside, it's remembering that, but it's also about creating who I want to be. And the sense of creating, it's not necessarily inventing something that wasn't, and then you're going to find something that's completely new. Creating is having something in your mind, in your belief, in your thoughts, in your clarity, in your inner, and giving it a physical form. It's like an art, creating art, putting a certain beauty out in the world that others can interact with, sharing your inner world with others. And this is where it comes down to, as in, yes, also, this requires a bit of vulnerability. And I think I will try to find that post. There is this talk that I had seen recently on Instagram, an interview that they were doing with Al Pacino when he was much, much younger. And they were asking him about toughness. What is it to be a tough man? They asked him, like, are you a tough man? And his answer at the end was that to be tough requires you to be vulnerable enough to share yourself in a way. I don't exactly remember the exact words, but this is somewhat the overall message and understanding that I got. And yeah, it does really require a bit of vulnerability to allow yourself to be seen. And even more, to kind of be able to make that separation, this detachment from the expectation of how you are being seen, which is the bigger step, or mastering in a way. And it's not that you don't care, because you are putting something because you care for the ones that will be sharing it, that will be watching it. You're sharing something because you care of the impact it will have on others. But you can dissociate and detach from the opinion, or detach from the this perspective of, from seeing yourself from the perspective of the observer in a way. And I guess the only way you could do this is maybe picking the observer as you, but not as the others. You can be your own observer, and even somewhat your own critic. But it's coming from you and not the others. So yeah, so this was a quick share I wanted to dive into and explore tonight. Yeah, kind of getting my feet wet again. And let's see what comes out more. Thank you.